So this is a second or third attempt at a top-lit downdraft gasifier. So I have a fish can inside here, which has holes drilled around the top, some larger holes around the bottom. Then I have the outer paint can, which has big holes at the bottom. It's all pretty ugly. I put some chopped up wood in there, about 6 inches off a piece of 1x2. And here's a coffee filter with butter on it. So Ben hypothesized it'll do better in this sort of setup.
Specifically in this.
Well, how is that going to help?
Well, it's not quite the ideal height, right? But a little bit of protection. A little bit.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you put it down where it was in the first place?
Because you don't get enough air circulation.
I disagree. I think you get plenty. But that aside, we can agree to disagree, or maybe we won't. But so I'm lighting it, and it's the butter. Hopefully, will make it burn.
Now watch your dad light up his rocket stove. Mini rocket stove.
You're pouring it all the way from the light. It takes a little while. Hey, fits nicely.
It's not really very centered.
We need something just a little shorter than that. Give us a little bit more.
Yeah, at the moment it's just the paper. The question is, can it get enough heat?
What's your paper saying on top of your wood instead of underneath it?
Because it's called a top-lit downdraft gasifier. They're meant to be lit from the top. Although
just light them like you make regular fires, and that way it burns.
Well, listen, just
too late to adjust?
No.
Too late to adjust?
It is too late to adjust?
I don't think it's too late to adjust, but I don't think you need to adjust. I think you're
let's compromise.
tilting at windmills, as they say.
Compromise is the... Look, now it's halfway down, which means...
So the litmus test is, can you light this in the house without, freaking people out? So I get it some smoke, which is annoying.
But people smoke, so...
In their house?
Some people put off more smoke than that when they smoke.
Most smokers smoke in their houses. That's why you can smell them.
Well, now you're smoking.
So this was like 5 smears of butter on a coffee filter, right?
Butter, good choice. Does it smell sweet when it burns?
It's like the world's most expensive fuel, right?
Yeah,
like
butter's
the
pretty
fuel in the
expensive.
space shuttle.
Except if you have a cow.
Crisco. No. Why don't you use Crisco? It's way cheaper than
It just happened. Somebody had butter out, and I don't know why do we even have butter out in the kitchen.
For the toast that you had earlier.
Oh yeah, no wonder. Okay, there you go.
Get the Crisco out of the kettle.
Very nice toast. Would you like a piece of my nice whole wheat hackerspace toasted toast? It's very good.
That sounds suspicious.
Sounds healthy.
It's incredibly good. I highly recommend it.
In a minute.
By the way, I submit that heating your house with ambergris is probably more.
Ambergris.
Ambergris?
Yeah.
Does ambergris burn?
Does it even exist? I think you just made that up.
No, ambergris. Hello?
Well, we're making stuff up.
Why do you think they chased whales for many, many moons across the ocean blue? For ambergris.
Did you have
Is that how
some?
you pronounce it?
Did you have some of
I
that?
heard ambergris.
I did. I had 2 cups of it.
Why would...
Isn't it? It's that little, it's like a golf ball size thing that's inside the whale that's like super, super good for perfume, and it costs thousands of dollars for...
Sperm whales, though. The lubrication digestive tract.
Okay.
Past beaks and other...
No, it's really smoky now.
Okay, well, hold on. We gotta make sure this is really a failure before we chalk it up. Did you see our first episode? Okay.
Yes.
So I think... did you see the kitchen one?
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't happen. That was all a vague memory of... I like that can. I'm saving that can for when I want to do a nice...
Speaking of all...
No, not yet. Please. I want this to fail abundantly. Because I have a theory that it's not going to fail. But I think if we had smaller kindling at the top, you see now we're starting to catch. As soon as this wood catches... I can't tell if this is like steam coming out of my mouth or smoke.
It's not smoke coming out of your mouth.
Steam.
Is it steam?
It's not steam either, but you're getting close.
And the air holes around the bottom of the outside can. Air holes.
Yeah, so she saw the kitchen flame. Was the kitchen flame not impressive?
Hey, look at this. Boom, boom. See? I just imagined doing this.
And it was so intimidated by the thought of you putting some more paper in there.
That is what makes fires go, is the thought of putting paper towel in there. See?
Well, I'm smelling a little bit the smell of the wood now.
Well, there's much less smoke at this point.
So you're
essentially to the point of there being non-visible.
The gas from the wood
And really none can be smelled.
Nice blue flames on it. Looks like
Yeah, I should have done it in the kitchen. Just to jerk Jordan's chain.
you need a
You should have done it in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, you definitely have.
You don't need to knock
You
the
can't
fire.
be involved with fire at all.
Yeah, you're forbidden.
Not because we don't trust you with fire. It's just that you've damaged your reputation.
Yeah.
It's like if someone
You have to
accuses me of
rebuild that.
molesting women, I can no longer have anything to do with women, even if I'd never molested any. It's just the mere accusation.
To heat this,
By the way, this is all going on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
one block of wood
So?
to heat,
I was
use
afraid
a
of
block
that.
of wood to heat the other block of wood to heat that thing. You only took one block.
Only going on YouTube when it works.
Well, I think I'm
We're
so
gonna get
far.
like 80 views maybe, so we don't have to really worry.
Well, the ones that have been up for 5 or 10 years have 30,000 views. That's really my goal, is to surpass Abdul Bassit's poetry.
If we say a
I
lot
have
of really funny...
48,000 views on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like 35,000 of them are Abdul Bassett, right?
Right, but if we...
There's this
Abdul
guy we know, he's Muslim and he does
Yeah, look over
wordsmithing,
Oh.
like
He's
poetic,
a rapper.
religious stuff. And
Yeah.
and it's a really low quality
Watching
video.
paint dry video is
Dude,
not going
but if we're
to.
really funny in the background, more people will watch the video. But unfortunately, you don't have your children.
Well, maybe I'll
They're
just
the ones
speed
that-
this up.
They always make it funny.
I just don't like it when, I figure you can speed it up if you want.
Why don't you just lay some music
No, this
over
is
it?
going. This is going.
Put some
Now it's
music.
just a
Put some
question of when.
Christmas. And in fact, on Netflix, you can play a fire
But this is
with
kind of
Christmas carols going in the background, so you could just do that.
this is kind of ass backwards because the fire is all at the top of this. And
Backwards.
That's the point.
That's
the
what
wood is at the
called
bottom.
a top
That's the
lit
point.
downdraft
You
gasifier.
apparently have never seen a
TLDG,
wood
baby.
stove that does exactly that, and it burns extremely efficiently.
It will eventually when it starts burning towards the bottom, but right now it's just the fire is at the top.
You could probably just
Yeah,
take pliers and
doesn't
tweak the
happen
middle,
instantaneously. You have
just
to
twist
work
it out.
How did you?
Well, what is it
in
that it's happening?
It just
in the
slightly smaller needs to be, and then you just tap it up from the bottom
Hey,
because it's just right for those big cans. Yes, dear.
you can't stay very late, man. You gotta go somewhere.
I'm burning here.
When you're done with this.
So without completely interrupting the experiment.
No, don't interrupt my experiment.
I'm
Come
not.
on, no, I want a
Then
nice
why
flame.
can't you just leave well enough alone? And
Ben just, he's
No,
a fidgeter.
You are.
This
He's
is
like a
all about
kibitzer.
experiment.
You're such a let me have my experiment
I just
before
wanna
you have
tell you
yours.
that if
No,
you partially-
no, stop.
If you
Ben,
partially close this thing, you will lose less heat.
I don't care.
We're not.
This is my experiment.
Yeah.
After I burn this, you can do your experiment, okay?
But the
Exactly.
losing of the heat early on is what makes it take a long time to start. So if you, I'm just showing an example, right? Like if you
But you can't help.
if you close over
Stop.
that.
Okay. Do you see now the gasification occurring?
No, I just see the secondary oxygen entering the frame. But
You're a bunch of nerds, man.
you finally have got enough heat going on, right? It took a long time because most of the heat goes out the top.
Okay.
So you got to think about ways.
Well, I was kind of down with the idea of having it down in the pot to begin with, and you said that was a no-go.
down in the top. No, not
Like
on.
down. You know, I think if we did it again and had it at the bottom, it would light up faster. Or if we could obviously pour a little alcohol around the
I think we're
base.
losing a lot of heat off the sides. I could probably hold on to this. Well, it's warm.
It's going to get warm.
But
The bottom gets hot enough to melt aluminum on the inside, so you're within half an inch of 1,000 degrees at the very bottom. So that's
yet.
going to spread.
Can we
Well,
stick
not
a
yet.
hot dog down in there and cook it?
Not down in there, but certainly cooking on the top.
So, I mean, you're so hot on the outside, you really, I mean, you want to insulate that more,
Why?
and you want to cover the top.
No, but if we had this down in the pot, like before, all that heat would be getting here, so we'd be preheating and then preheating. We get a double heat action going on.
So this pot is retaining about half of the heat of the barrel at this point.
Right, well, it's fair to say it's warm in there. Now, if you took away that bottom one and we put the whole thing down in there,
It's not that, it's comfortable in there, but I wouldn't call it warm. Like, it's warm enough in there. Like, the air going in there is definitely probably warmer than it would be if it was not in there. Because the air is kind of sliding down here before it goes in there.
so now we also have a lot of paint
Oh,
and
yeah.
chemicals and fish oil juice left. When I first drilled into the side, I immediately smelled fish each time.
That's salmon can.
Was it salmon?
Salmon.
Yeah. What's interesting is they were slightly tapered, which makes it a little bit easier to get a nice fit because you can hammer it down into
Did you
the
see the picture
hole.
of those cans I sent you on the...
No, it wouldn't load on my phone. That's pretty cool, though, the way that I made a point of twisting the jets somewhat diagonally to get a little bit of a vortex going, which I think
Yeah,
you
I
can
see
see
that.
here.
I see the
Smoky.
twisting action.
They're like tin. you know, holiday tins, but they're
Okay.
longer like that. There's 3 of them and that's inside each other with lids.
That might be just what
I
the
think-
doctor
I
ordered.
think you
But they have
reach-
black paint on the outside.
They'll have to
I think
be
you've
burnt
kind of
up.
reached the point where it would be nice if you could choke it down.
But it's like $12 to get them.
All right, well, I've got plenty of experimenting to do prior to...
Part of what's happening
Buying
here,
more.
I think, is that the gas is going up. The flow is pretty quick, and it's carrying all of it pretty high before it all burns out. And you could get all of that down lower if you could choke off the airflow.
You think?
I think so.
How would you choke it, though?
At the bottom, just close off the air holes. Usually by sliding a ring that has holes that are either concentric
So
or
we could actually have a ring on the third. If this had a lid, with like a pivot or a lever of 2 overlapping
yeah,
sets
that's
of
how
holes.
I did mine
When did you do yours?
when I was 10. This is very familiar territory for me.
Okay.
Mine looked a great deal like the one you have over there.
But so I would like to figure out how to do this and get a completely blue flame. There must be a way.
Yeah, choking off the air.
Right, but so couldn't we kind of prototype that right now?
Yeah, you don't want to be prototyping it by the touching of that.
Right, but that's about the same dimension as of a paint can.
You could probably choke it off.
Yeah, I'm predicting that that's going to catch fire.
We'll see.
And I think you're just going to stifle the air at that point.
That's what I'm trying to do, is stifle the air.
Right. Well, you don't need to be stifle. I don't really see any blue flame, though. Explain to me how that would create more blue flame.
Ah, polluter!
What you're doing now is just filtering my air.
All right, ready?
Now it's very clean air. Oh, we've got a rocket. Wait, so let's demo the rocket for the We have the rocket, the big floppy rocket. Whoa, that is a big floppy rocket you got going on there. Is it light?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ow!
Is that?
I have no idea where it went. You'd need to put an LED on it so you could find it later.
I was gonna go that far.
Where'd it go?
So to answer your question,
You just done be killed my fire, man.
well, we definitely choked it.
I want some blue. I don't see any more blue than there was
so
before.
I think that the problem is that all the airflow goes in the same place. You don't have segregated airflow here, so you need to cut off the air to your initial fire and allow more air to blow into your secondary burn if you want a blue flame. And you don't have control over that, so you have to reinvent.
Why? I don't understand why that would give me a blue flame.
Well, you would, though, if you popped the middle part out, took some metal tape, which we have in there, and taped off half the holes, and then reignited the fire, and then tried it with 3/4 of the holes taped off. But you want to choke out
So you're saying I'm allowing too much air on the first
too much
burn?
air in the first burn, not enough. Yeah, I think you got to get that balance right. And you have more air in the secondary burn. I think then you're going to get a blue jet flame. So how far did that foam rocket go? Did it?
We don't know because it wasn't lit.
Are you guys looking for it? Yeah. Okay. Look. And you have a bright idea. You the right man, idea. Man, like a small corner.